This podcast is sponsored by nobody. Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now I am so excited because this is my 2000th interview. Yes, you heard it. I didn't think I was going to do more than 10, but I have. I'll spare the cliches of every anniversary episode. You know, thank you, God, and thank you, my listeners. That's all I've got to say. But I will say this. I did my first interview with Diane Franklin on May 14th, 2017, and I dropped it on May 15th, 2017, and it's been a wild ride ever since. But now, on to the guest. So, I will be talking to Danny Allen. Danny has been one of my best friends since elementary school. I met him around second grade. When he was in second grade, I was in fourth grade. So I met him around that time. We were in special ed class at Parkside Elementary. And we started in comedy together. You know, we're going to reminisce a little bit about that, and it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. I've been wanting to get him on since the very beginning, and I am so blessed that I have. And it's going to be a great conversation. He was having his own sports podcast for a little while with some guys. I think they're still doing it. I don't know, but I'm going to check and see. Sorry, I'm texting as I'm writing this because he's texting me right now, letting me know when he's going to be ready. I'm making everything raw and organic. So yeah, here is my interview with Danny Allen. Hey Danny, welcome to the show. How are you tonight?
Normal, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Finally, you're here, man, for the 2000th episode. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Finally.
Yeah. Congratulations, I guess.
So, you and I met 32 years ago, I think, at Parkside Elementary School. It's funny, I just had Jennifer Troshi on recently, and we reminisced, you know, the fucking Parkside days and shit. But, like, what do you remember from that time?
Oh, God, it's all a blur now. Shit. It's a complete blur at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember you. I don't want to, like, give out, you know, that much information, but, you know, Michael and Ronnie and also Ryan. I also remember Ryan Jason Tabor. And Ethan and, yeah, a bunch of other guys, like, you know. I also remember my teachers, you know, and all that kind of thing, but it was just, I mean, it's all a blur. I mean, the one guy I remember was Bill Tucker. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people brought him up.
Yeah. He fucking.
I mean, Jesus, yeah, the rest of his.
Yeah, fucking, you know, I still know his son Chris, and, like, you know, I see shit that he posts, but yeah, fucking Bill, man. I mean, he was the mayor. He was the mayor of Parkside Elementary and just in life, you know?
Yeah, I'll never forget the push-up position, because that was just one, like, I couldn't believe it, just, I was like, oh my God, this is so excruciating. So excruciating. I mean, you know, I didn't know until he was I didn't know about him being a football player until years later, and I thought that was like, whoa, really? You know, doing some research on him, and I was just like, oh, he was there before Walter Payton showed up. I was just like, wow, he was the guy. He was the running back before Walter Payton showed up, and I was just like, shit.
Yeah.
Man, what a
yeah,
journey.
Because he was moonlighting, working for the San Francisco Chronicle with my dad. And so my dad would talk about him, and he would talk about the 49ers with him and shit. And I was just like, wow, that is just so cool, you know, that, you know, my PE teacher is a former professional football player. It's so awesome.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, I mean, and then he also also ended up being a neighbor of my mother's. You know, when she was living over at the apartments in the Marina
Pines.
District in Hillsdale.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lake Pines. But pretty much that's basically, you know, it's kind of poetic. It kind of segues into this because, you know, basically there was this period where you and me left, like, you know, separated in Parkside, and then we, like, at Lake Pines, that's where I rediscovered, basically, it's like, Tommy? You go, huh? Oh my God, Danny!
Yeah, fuck.
So,
I had seen you in quite a long time up to that point, man. I was going through a lot of shit with my grandmother just dying, you know, a month before, I remember. And I took care of her for like 9 months until she passed. And during that time, 9/11 happened, and she was paranoid until the day she fucking died with that. I mean, it was awful, man. And it was fate that you and I were going to reunite, and we were going to get into fucking comedy at some point, you know. The first night
didn't really pan out so well, didn't it?
The what?
Didn't really pan out so well.
No, but
it didn't really pan out so well. I mean, it's been a slow boat to China.
Yeah, it's not a high road to China, I can tell you that. Tom Selleck reference there.
It's been a slow boat to China.
Fuck.
The high seas of China. Headed in. Oh shit.
No, but I remember the first time we went up at the Brainwash. It was June 22nd, 2006. I do my Bob Zaney jokes, and then I go on my little rant about Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. And I can't remember what you did. Do you remember what you did?
Oh God, I can't even remember half the shit I did, dude. Because, like, I hate to say it, the material I have now versus the material I had then, it's a lot better.
I remember there were nights where I was the only one laughing, and you would just be like, "Thank you, Tommy." You remember that?
Yeah, because it was just like, you know, you were like the laughing cow. I just kept milking it. So,
yeah,
you know, it's just pretty fucking bad. I mean, you know, we would dedicate so much time going to that place, and I don't know what else to say about that place, but we went
almost every Thursday for 2.5 years.
Yeah, and what did it amount to?
Well, it amounted to stories.
I'm being sarcastic when I say that.
It amounted to stories. I did get some friendships out of it. You know, like Meredith Godfrey's coming back on this week. I haven't had her on in a while, and her and I, we talk all the time.
Well, that's a name I don't really remember.
Terry Godfrey.
Kind of a weird one.
Teddy Godfrey. Yeah.
Teddy Godfrey. Okay, now the name. Yeah, that name sounds a little bit familiar. I gotta see a picture.
Tony used to call her Christy McNichol. I'll send you a picture.
Oh, she liked to dress up like a 70s porn star. Yeah, I remember her.
Yeah. I'll tell her you said that. She'll love it.
Oh, yeah. It'd be like, Terry does Dallas. You tell her that.
Terry does Dallas.
Terry does Dallas. It should have been Terry does Dallas. Fuck Debbie.
Fucking love it.
They did, but you know what I mean. Fuck Debbie.
When I had Max Neal on last fall, we're just dropping all these.
Oh, how is Max doing?
Max is great. Max is great.
Okay, go ahead.
He kind of just left the comedy thing. I think he kind of wants to get back into it slowly, but like he had fun with it. But we were dropping names, right? He brought Stroy. I forgot all about Stroy, man.
Oh God, Stroy! You know what? I saw him at the Milk Bar right before the pandemic happened.
Oh yeah.
It was raining. The Milk Bar closed.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the good old days, and the one thing I told him was, I should have kept with it. I should have fucking kept with it instead of just giving up, because, you know, it's just like some people, you know, have gone on and have achieved a lot of success from those days.
Yeah.
And some better than others. Some not so much. like Mo's doing pretty good. I remember him from the Brainwash days.
Mo Mandel, yeah.
Mo Mandel's doing pretty good. I still keep in contact with him, but that's just
Big Al. Big Al's doing good.
Who is?
Big Al Gonzalez.
Oh God, I forgot about Big Al.
Yeah,
I completely forgot about him. Yeah, I'm glad. And he's
a road
good.
guy. He's a road guy, but he's doing good.
That's a good one. Jesus, yeah, I don't really know anybody else is kind of doing good. I did run into Sean Murphy a long time ago.
I remember you telling me, yeah.
Yeah, he dropped out completely. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like he just says that so he doesn't, get an excuse to do it.
Yeah.
But
he's one of those guys.
I don't know. I mean, that dude was so funny. He was out of all the people, he was my absolute favorite out of everybody. I thought this dude's going to be he's going to be good. Louis Cat. He's another guy too. Yeah. He's blowing up everywhere right now.
Yeah. El Boogie.
It's weird. Huh?
El Boogie. Do you know him?
Not kinda. Name doesn't sound.
He was on some
good. Kasim.
He was on some
He's still talking.
Kasim. Yeah. Kasim's still out there.
Well, honestly, I've seen Kasim twice lately. You know what's funny?
What?
And I'll bring this up, and I don't think you'll ever care about me telling the story because it's it happened.
Okay.
So I went to go see him at a comedy show. You're never gonna fucking believe where this comedy show was.
I think I know.
Where?
Because I want to tell the story. It's at the Our Little Theater.
Nope, it's not.
Damn it.
Nope, that was that one time, and I'm sure. Dude, Kasim's changed a lot since then. I don't know about everybody else, but Kasim has.
I haven't seen him since 2015, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, I saw him during the pandemic. I'm gonna say 2020, 2021. I actually saw him recently. Then I saw him last year. Actually, no, 2 years ago in last year, 2023. He's doing really good. He's actually doing pretty good. The show I saw in 2020, I'm going to say it was in 2020, 2021.
Right.
It was a comedy show in Belmont.
Okay.
California. Belmont.
I almost did a show there once, but fucking my ride didn't come through, so I ended up not doing it.
Oh God. Oh, Kasim Slade. He was the headliner, and he did pretty good. He bought me a beer.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, he was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Yeah, dude, yeah, thanks, man, thank you." He bought me a beer. Awesome. And then I go to the Punchline, and he's opening for Louis Katz, and because they used to know each other back in the Brainwash days when Louis had hair.
Yeah.
Now he's bald. So, oh man, Louis funny as fuck, dude. My kidney still hurts from that show. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Louis is fun. I'm gonna say Louis is great. Louis is great, man. The fact that he's done things since being he actually went to the Brainwash and started doing things for himself, and it's just the guy's had a really, really great journey. I really gotta say I'm proud of him the most.
Yeah.
Very proud of him. When I saw him at the Punchline, I'm like, this dude came a long way to get this kind of notoriety. It was a very good show when I saw him at the Punchline. And I remember because he made a vagina joke, and I remember saying to him as I leave, I'm like, dude, you got to learn how to muff dive. He goes, what? It's no, I don't think so. Well, how do you muff dive? I'm like, you gotta learn how to muff dive, dude.
Have you seen Joe Gleckler?
I haven't heard that name in a while. No. I mean, I think the last time I heard him was from you, actually.
Yeah, fucking, I was always friend requesting him, and he wasn't accepting the request, which I thought was weird. Because, come on, he gave us our first fucking taste of a showcase, man. Which I want to tell that story if you don't mind.
Go ahead. I mean, it was kind of awkward for me too. I just felt
Yeah.
like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I mean, let me make this short. I'm not trying to like steal. I mean, sort of stealing the spotlight, but I'm just going to make this really quick and then hand it back to you.
Go ahead.
I had no clue what the fuck I was doing. Those Canadian people were very nice, and they were like, "Is this American humor?" Oh God.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. That's all I got, man.
Dude, I've interviewed many.
Which is the better thing that I still like. Yeah, go ahead.
Dude, I've interviewed so many Canadians. You can't offend them. It doesn't faze them, man. But let me tell you. So yeah, we fucking spent a fortune on Bart going up there, I remember. And then we go to the Chinese restaurant, and the guy who runs it's a one-man army. He's cooking, he's cashiering, he's doing everything. He fucking demanded that we give him a tip, so we just did. And then we come to the gig. It's me, you, Kevin O'Shea, Joe Gorman, Sean Keane. Who else was there?
Joey Devine. I'll never forget that.
Oh, I haven't heard that name in a
roasted.
while.
He roasted me so bad. That's why I don't really want to talk about that one part. I'm like, fuck you, Joey. He roasted me so bad, and I'll never forget it. Oh, I'll never forget it. I don't know what he's doing these days. I'm sure he's doing what Cat Williams said about a bunch of other people. But shots fired, Joe. Wherever you are.
But yeah, that was a strange fucking experience, and I bring it up all the time. You know, it was something I can't believe we fucking went and did. You know, I didn't even know what this place looked like, so I expected it to be a fucking theater, not a crack house. You know?
Yeah, it was like a hole in the wall. You know, I was expecting Dave Chappelle's Tyrone Biggums to show up, and be like, "You got some crack?" You know.
I was expecting it to be a theater like Dave Chappelle plays. Man, I didn't understand that. Oh, God, remember when we did the Jizz Joke Challenge?
I completely forgot. No, I don't want to do that. Jizz Joke.
Okay, we don't have to talk about it. Well, we'll move on.
I'm trying to remember what the fuck was it, because that's probably going to be like the one thing that will probably be remembered for is like the dirtiest, disgusting joke ever said in San Francisco.
Yeah, you remember you saw a woman that was there. She's like, if I hear that fucking word one more time.
Jizz jokes.
Yeah, because I remember you said, what do you call John Travolta's jizz? The $5 milkshake. What do you call Ben Affleck's jizz? Applesauce, bitch. I said, what do you call Alex Van Halen's jizz? It'll grow back.
No, that would be Wolverine's jizz. It'll grow back. Or Deadpool's jizz. It'll grow back. Yeah, just leave it alone. Yeah. It'll grow back, yes.
So, I remember you mentioned before you wanted to talk about athletes who became actors.
Something like that, yeah, because, I don't know, I just feel like, a lot of people do that, you know, with, comedy, like Alex Karras did that. You know, he went from football to comedy. I have never seen him in a dramatic role, so I can't really say that he didn't do one, but I remember him in, like, literally 3 of the greatest. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember the third one, but I know he's, like, in 3 great comedies. Blazing Saddles, Porky's, and then, what else was, like, the third one? I can't even remember the third one.
History of the World Part 1.
Oh, History of the World. Yeah, there we go. So, those. So, basically, 2 Mel Brooks movies.
I think he was in that one, if I'm not mistaken. I could be paraphrasing, but, I mean, unless you want to count Webster as a great comedy series. I don't
think. Well, I mean, it's a cult classic. You can give it that, but. So.
Dick Buckus.
And then also, I think Dick Buckus, Merlin Olsen, Ray Allen, basketball player. Let's not just get into football, but basketball player, Ray Allen.
Have you ever seen The Black Six?
No, I have not. I actually don't know what. I've never really heard of that movie until
early
now.
70s biker outlaw exploitation movie with a black biker gang, and they're all football stars. Mercury Morris, Big Mean Green Joe Green, Deacon Jones, a couple other guys. Yeah, fucking, oh man, it is
Miami,
brutal.
Pittsburgh, and Dallas. Miami, Pittsburgh, and Dallas. All right, yeah. Awesome.
Matt Simber, who was married to Jane Mansfield, directed that. I interviewed him last summer, and we talked about it.
Okay. Okay, I might have to check this out. I'm guessing Jim Brown was in it too? Because he was also another football player that transitioned to film.
I think so. I have to go look. But I know those guys are in it.
Green Berets? I believe he was in the Green Berets.
Yeah, no, he was in the Dirty Dozen.
Oh, that's right. I always get that confused.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't in the Dirty Dozen. And then let's see, LeBron James. Even though he's kind of like a douche, but still, he's done a lot of movie work. With Judd he did one with Judd Apatow. I forgot what movie it was, but he did a movie with Judd Apatow where he just made a cameo appearance. But
Fred Williamson.
I'm trying to remember his name.
MASH. The Legend of N-Word Charlie. Black Caesar. Hell Up in Harlem. He's the king of blaxploitation, man.
Oh yeah, Terry Crews. Terry Crews is another one. I forgot about him.
Terry Bradshaw.
Football player. Terry Bradshaw, of course. You can't forget about Terry. Let's see. Who was like another guy who was like? Oh, Chuck Connors. That's a guy. That guy was an athlete. That's another legendary
baseball player.
Baseball player, and I think also basketball. He was all pro, dude. I believe he was basketball, baseball, and football.
Yeah.
I believe he was all pro.
But baseball is where he was the longest in. He was there up until like 19.
Yeah.
He did up until I think 1951, and then he went to Hollywood.
Yeah, they became kind of a heavy in film noir movies, and then also kind of a leading role in Western movies.
Yep, and he played Porter Ricks in the first Flipper movie.
I think he did.
Yeah,
that's right, he did. And I'm trying to remember a lot of other movies he did where he was in film noir. There was kind of like it was like the 50s film noir when it was kind of like dying out. And a lot of people were kind of fed up with the whole, it's a mobster in a trench coat, the dark alleyway, smoking a cigarette. I've seen it before.
Yeah, the damsel in distress. Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. But I love that film genre, that genre of film. It's always been one of my favorites too.
Oh, he was an old yeller.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Played the dad.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
You know that? I knew that.
Because Fess Parker is in it too.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, I see a lot of sports, and then I don't know about what about female athletes? I mean, we just named a bunch of men, and I'm sure there's a lot of other females who've done sports. And
are there female athletes that have acted? I can't think of one.
Like there was like somebody who used to play sports, and then I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, I know Serena Williams has made a movie appearance in the movie Pixels.
Oh, okay.
And then, not like Biker 6, so I guess somebody needs to do that.
What about boxers? George Foreman had his own show.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson in The Hangover.
Also, Mike Tyson had a very popular show on Adult Swim that lasted for 2 seasons.
What show was that?
Oh, it was like a parody of the Scooby-Doo cartoon. Oh. And Mike Tyson was basically the leader of he was like the Fred of the Scooby-Doo gang. It's like, hey gang, I'm gonna get ourselves in trouble, but let's split up and look for clues.
Shit. I never saw that.
It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny, man. I gotta admit, that was some of his most for comedy brilliance. That was gotta be Mike Tyson's best work.
Bill Russell, he was in a Gary Coleman movie I love called On the Right Track.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was also in a movie with Bruce Lee.
Yes. Oh, so I wanted to mention, not only was Bill Russell in a movie with Gary Coleman, it's the only time he was ever a nice guy. Was in that movie. He plays such a warm-hearted mentor to Gary Coleman in that movie.
Yeah, I know. Bill Russell wasn't really I guess he wasn't really the best person. I don't know.
Let's see. How about any Olympic people, who've been in the Olympics? Have they acted?
Mary Lou Retton comes to mind. She did a cameo appearance in the Naked Gun, I think number 3.
And Scrooged.
And Scrooged as well.
She was Tiny Tim in Scrooge. God bless us, everyone. Yeah.
The only female athlete that I can think of that did movies, and this is going back to the golden age of movies, was Sonia Henning, the figure skater. The only woman to ever win 3 Olympic gold medals in figure skating.
Huh.
And I think that record has stood for a while. I mean, there's a lot of ties and technicalities, but she stands alone and holds the record from Norway.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the only person I can think of that's done movies.
Evel Knievel. I think he starred in his own biopic.
Who's that also? Yeah, that's...
George Hamilton also played him in a biopic.
Yeah, that's the one I remember, was George Hamilton's version of Evel Knievel.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing, other than Love at First Bite was the only other. Those are the only 2 movies I know of George Hamilton. And
what about Zorro the Gay Blade? You'll know that one?
I'm sorry, I never saw it.
See it is fucking hilarious and so wrong by today's standards. You'll laugh your ass off. It's got him, Brenda Vaccaro, Ron Liebman, Lauren Hutton, and Donovan Scott plays his sidekick. And it is hilarious, man.
Yeah, well... Jeez, yeah. Well, I mean, I'll have to give it a try, but there's also a lot of things I still have to do. Right now, there's a lot of, I don't want to get too serious, but, I just got to get more grounded right now.
We all do.
With what's going on in my life, so.
We all do.
Yeah, but, it's just it's you always get grounded for so long, but then you got to, take off from the ground. You got to lift yourself up sooner or later.
Yeah.
You can't have things so menial.
Yeah. Tom Brady, do you think he's going to continue acting now that he's retired?
I think he's stepping into comedy pretty soon.
Stand up?
Not really, but comedy.
Oh, comedy movie.
I mean, Netflix is doing the roast. They're doing the roast of Tom Brady.
Oh,
so
God.
At the comic fest. So I was like, damn, I would have been telling some stories. I would have been telling some fucking stories. And then I would be getting some, and then I'd be getting NDAs in the mail. Be like, oh shit, how'd they find me? I'd be getting some NDAs in the mail, dude. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. What about?
Never discuss this again.
What about zombie movies?
Zombie movies. Oh god, I remember there was such a abundance of them when I was a young man in my 20s.
Yeah.
Remaking Dawn of the Dead. Everybody was all about making independent zombie movies. The Walking Dead, which finally ended. I was just like, God, man, what a way to milk a zombie series.
Yeah.
It was kind of sad though to watch it end.
Dawn of the Dead will always be. Dawn of the Dead will always be my zombie movie. Always. It's just, it's Romero. It's Romero's magnum opus, I think.
Nah. I mean, you could sort of say that, but I'm going to go with Day of the Dead, to be honest.
I like Day of the Dead. I like it a lot more now than I used to, but just like...
Oh, dude.
There's so much...
it's corny.
There's so much yelling in it.
It's one of the... I know, there's so much yelling, and there's a lot of corniness in it, but, God, the death scenes are so great.
They are pretty good death scenes.
God!
I think it's
Especially Private Torres.
It's the best makeup Tom Savini has ever done, in my opinion.
Oh my God! It's the goriest. It's the most brutal one of them all, dude. I'm like, oh my God! Private Torres, and then Sergeant, also Private Rickles, fucking getting his eye torn out. Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that was such a fucking. I have those in my head right now. I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh dude.
Yeah, Steele's daughter is a friend
brutal
of mine.
scene.
She's been on the podcast many times. Rachel Clark. It's Gary Clark who played Steele.
Yeah, that movie came out the year I was born, dude. That was like August.
July
that movie
19th.
came out literally August.
No.
July 19th.
Return of the Living Dead came out in August of '85.
Oh, you kidding me? No, I believe Day of the Dead. No, I believe Day of the Dead came out in '85.
It did, but they came out a month apart from each other.
That quick, huh? It was that quick to make a zombie film.
Yeah, do you know what Roger Ebert said? He said Return of the Living Dead is the sequel that Day of the Dead should have been. I mean, do you like Return of the Living Dead? I do.
I never really gave it a chance, to be honest.
I'll see it. Oh my God, it's like very over the top and comedic. It's probably a lot more darkly humorous than Dawn of the Dead is, really.
Yeah, but I believe, but I don't know. Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead were just a lot better.
What about Night of the Living Dead?
Other than that, man, other than that, it's just when I stopped watching zombie films when I came up with this this realization was: do I want to be a zombie or do I want to be zombie poop? That's what made me stop. That's what made me stop watching zombie films. I'm like, oh God, I don't even want to think about that.
Zombie poop.
Do I want to be zombie poop or do I want to be a zombie pooping out the things I've eaten?
I didn't even think they did
supposed
poop.
To be brainy. That's the thing. Do zombies even poop at all? I mean, like,
yeah. I
was like, oh my God, the fact that the living undead could even happen. It's. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's possible if you can somewhat decipher the grimoire. Yeah. I don't know. You understand what I just said? You can decipher the grimoire and be like, and I raised the living undead. Pay my rent and they will go away.
He's worse for the wear. Have you ever seen Shockwaves?
No, I have not.
1977 zombie movie with Brooke Adams, Luke Halpin from Flipper, Christopher Lee, and Peter Cushing. And it takes place on a boat, and there's these Nazi Germany zombies coming out of the water.
They must destroy them all. One bomb could get rid of them, but they don't have bombs.
No.
They have shockwaves.
Yeah. So that's a good one. It's PG, but it's a good movie. And I interviewed the producer a couple of years ago. I like that one a lot. Of course, everyone loves The Evil Dead.
Yeah, I do like The Evil Dead because of mostly Sam Raimi. I love the work that he's done, not just like with the comic book movies that he's done, but also with some of the horror movies like Evil Dead and also Darkman. And then I know I mentioned the other side that he plays because you got to admit those Spider-Man movies were pretty top notch.
Yeah,
pretty top notch movies. I know his recent one that he's done as a comic book didn't really do so well. But in my opinion, it was something of a fantasy horror movie, which I think he kind of had a love letter. He kind of did a love letter to those fantasy horror films.
Right.
It was okay. Just a lot of people like to complain about shit. And,
did you see the Wizard of Oz remake he did? What was it called? The Merry Land of Oz or whatever?
No.
Sam Raimi.
I do know about it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, because one of the zombie girls in the first Evil Dead, Betsy Baker, who I've interviewed a couple times, she was in that, in the Mario Land of Oz or whatever that title was called. Yeah. How about Demons?
I forgot about Demons. Never really gave it a chance, though.
Italian horror at its finest. I freaking love both of those movies. I heard there was a third one, but it really wasn't kind of like a sequel. It was actually shit is what it was.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, it's just sometimes I don't find, sometimes when I watch those kind of horror films,
Yeah.
I just go, man, this is interesting. But then, like, halfway through it, I'm just like, oh, God, I'm bored, man.
Yeah.
It's like halfway through it, it's just like, I mean, I used to be such a huge, big time horror movie fan, but, again, not so much nowadays, I mean, it's just some of the horror movies have just gone, over the top to the point where they want to scare you even after the movie's over. And I'm like, I know that's the effects of a good horror film, and that's what they intend to do. But
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I just want to go to sleep sometimes.
Yeah.
There's been some movies where it still does that to me.
Mm-hmm. I just think that they're just too woke and homogenized. I just can't get into horror anymore.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, it's just this is our old people phase. Now we're finding things to be meticulous on, and
Yeah.
that's what I feel with all that thing. So
Speaking of meticulous,
I don't believe in that whole. I don't believe in that whole woke struggle. I'm like, shit. Either you're asleep or you're awake. I don't care. Here's a cup of coffee. Shut the fuck up.
Speaking of meticulous,
just like I just want to move on. I don't care. I'm comfortable with my own bullshit. Leave me alone.
I saw Dan Aykroyd do an interview recently, right? And that part in the Blues Brothers when they're trying to get out of paying the bar tab at Bob's Country Bunker, right? And he says to Bob, he says, Jake's in the car. We're writing out a check. I have to go write out the check with him. You see, I usually sit in the car and I write my name on the dashboard. And then he walks away. That was a complete ad lib. And that's how Belushi talked in real life. He was very meticulous. And he says every time he sees it, he's just on the floor laughing because everyone was on the floor laughing when they filmed it because it was just an ad lib.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you're acting, that's the only time to be meticulous. With this whole type of, it's just like, like when it comes like, let's talk about, social studies, current events, social issues that are going on in the world and all that kind of thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
The one thing I really want to tell people is shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Everybody needs to.
Like, I want to just tell the whole. I just want to go on a bullhorn saying, "Shut the fuck up."
Remember that comedian who had a bullhorn, Glenn Super?
Oh yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, that I do remember.
That guy died in like the early 2000s, and he used to open for George Carlin.
Oh man, that's pretty bad.
Yeah,
I think it's time for me to do it again. I think I'm gonna get a bullhorn and pick up where Bill Super left off.
I am not going to watch that fucking AI special of George Carlin. That is so disrespectful to his legacy, man.
Yeah, it is. It is completely. I got a glimpse of it from some social media highlights and stuff like that, and I'm just like, if George was even alive to even see this happen, he'd be like, well, I'd like to see what I have to say. That's what he'd say. He'd be like, I get it? I would like to see what I have to say.
I'd have to see what I have to say, yeah.
That would be like, this ought to be funny. For once, I don't have to do the work. He does the jokes, he does the punchlines. Oh, great! I can enjoy my own work.
Do you still have your sports podcast?
No. I mean, it's always been like kind of a talked about idea, but nothing really gets off the ground. So,
I thought you actually executed it.
No, not really. I mean, we should be getting it. We should be starting it pretty soon, especially with the whole football season coming to a close pretty soon. And I don't even want to talk about it, to be honest, because I'm so conflicted with all four teams. And yes, that even goes for the Niners. But that's as far as I'm taking it. You know, it's just like I've just become a fan of the game. If you want to know, I love the game. That's it. Yeah. I love the game. You know, I love how it's rigged. I love how it has an obsession with Taylor Swift.
That's good.
I love how it gives irrelevant people fucking polarization. I really fucking love it, man. I love it how I also love it how Vegas kind of like, you know, has it in their control. Yeah, you know. So, yeah, I really fucking love the game. So.
Shit. I haven't been able to get into sports for a long time because of the fucking sponsorship and the advertising and all these ridiculous salaries the athletes get. It's just,
I know.
It sucks the joy out of it, man. Remember you and I used to go to Giants games? Shit.
Yeah, you know what I do? I just put on the game, press mute, and listen to whatever kind of music I'm listening to, and that just makes it more enjoyable. I can do my own commentating, you know, that's what I should do. You know, I should make my own commentating. But, you know, it's a little bit better. I'd be like, you know, because it just like, I don't have to get any outside distractions. I can make my own perception slash perceptive, or perceptive slash perception. Sorry. I fumbled that shit, but like a football. And
I saw a behind-the-scenes still of Peter Gabriel in the Sledgehammer video recently, and I had always heard, you know, during that video, he was underneath like a sheet of glass, and he had like a fucking pole supporting his head. I saw a picture of it. It was pretty funny. He had like the blue sky makeup on, you know, in it. I was like, wow. So that's what they did, and they had like TV monitor cameras like all around him and shit.
Yeah. I heard that was a very painstaking video to make.
Oh, I bet digging in the dirt was just as bad.
Everybody knew it was going to be a thing. What?
I bet digging in the dirt was just as bad.
Yeah, but I think everybody knew going in making that music video. I think they knew it was going to be a very painstaking music video to make.
Yeah.
You know, so everybody. I don't know, man. It's like, you know, you and me still talk about it, but I don't know how celebrated it is now because there was a lot of work that went into that. I mean, it's just, it's a 4-minute music video.
Yeah.
It's 4 minutes, and it seems like it was just like a whole movie production went in to make this music video.
Yeah, just like Dire Straits' Money for Nothing.
Which is something that's not made anymore. Yeah, that was CGI in 1985. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
That was the best CGI had to offer.
Yeah. And also, too, Aha's Take on Me.
So how did that make the moon landing again? Can you tell me that? So, you know, if CGI in 85 was the Money for Nothing music video, and then somehow 1969 it made the moon landing. Yeah, I don't know.
Sounds like a millennial rewrote history.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, but I mean,
but those videos,
how old are you, Capricorn?
Those videos are classic. No, Sledgehammer is still considered an influential video. You know, just the way that they were doing that fucking motion. You know, just like in Wang Chung's "Everybody Have Fun Tonight" video.
You know, I've never seen it, to be honest. I've only just heard the song. I've never really seen the video because I never really took Wang Chung that seriously because they only had like 2 songs, and I'm just like,
no, they had more than that. You know, but let me tell you, and that video got banned in their country.
Days, was the third song, Dance Hall Days.
Dance Hall Days, Fire in the Twilight, Let's Go, Praying to a New God, which is my favorite song from them. That song rocks. But the video for Everybody Have Fun Tonight. The video.
Dance Hall Days, and then,
yeah. The video for Everybody Have Fun Tonight got banned in their country because they thought they were making fun of people with epilepsy because of that fucking motion.
Oh, God.
It's true, yeah.
I'm guessing the B-52s got banned from that country, too.
For what?
The same motion.
For what video?
That singer moves exactly like one of those floaties in front of a car.
But what video?
You know, probably Love Shack. I'm guessing Love Shack got banned for the same reason, because he's making the same kind of motions.
No, they're playing like a house party crowd or something in that video. There's nothing spectacular about that one. Maybe the Rome video. They did some special effects for that video, so it was probably that one. Yeah, I mean, I love music videos. I think they're so underrated, you know, and quite frankly...
They're forgotten now.
Yeah, quite frankly, too, you know, they made the songs more famous, you know, and the songs stand alone as famous without the video, I think, as well.
Well, you know, I mean, that's good and all, but then, you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, music nowadays is just not so great. It really isn't.
No, it sucks. It's fucking AI, robotic, fucking corporate bullshit.
I know, and you know, I mean, say what you want about rap music and all that stuff, but rap music nowadays is just, you know, a bunch of guys with a lot of tattoos on their faces, you know, doing variations of the song "Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo" Boo by Cinderella, you know, Baba da Boola. Bibbidi bobbidi boo, you know, so shit like that, you know. So I mean, and then you have like those field sprinklers that we had at Bayside.
Oh God,
that's the drum beat. That's the fucking drum beat, man. So it's just like, God, can you fucking make sense?
I got sprayed with those sprinklers so much at Bayside.
Yeah, me too. I fucking hated that.
My sixth grade year was probably the coldest, like, winter season in San Mateo's history, and 7th grade was probably the hottest for me. And then you got there the next year, you didn't have to go through what I went through those first 2 years.
Maybe not. It was pretty cold. It was pretty cold in 98, man. I gotta admit.
94, 95 was fucking freezing, I remember. And then everything started to get hot, 95, 96. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it climate change? I don't know.
I don't know, but all I know is
that was the 90s.
All I know is I had first period PE with Packy Moss, and I had fucking a class with fucking this was in 7th grade. I had fucking class with Tommy Folan and Sean Googe. Dusty Brooks was in the class. I remember.
We had the superpower of playing music. So
no, that's
what separates me from you. So
no, I wanted.
But yeah, I kind of got the. Huh?
No, I like Tommy Folan, and I like his brothers. No, they're cool. But I was like, Googe was a fucking dick to me, and he still is.
Dusty, I don't know. Dusty, I don't know what the hell he is. I know he's not in California anymore. So neither is Doug.
He's in Oregon.
And Dusty's in Oregon. I know that. I don't know where Doug is now. I think Doug, it might be. I don't know. Maybe he went to Oregon. I don't really keep track of his life, you know, because I'm not really like that, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a very observant person, but you know, there's some things that don't need to be observed, like what the hell my friends are doing. You know, like one day I'll see them and I'll talk to them about it. I'm like, hey, what you been up to these days? And you know, they say, oh, I'm doing this, and they ask me like, Danny, what are you up to these days? Unemployment. Yeah. And so. Yeah, oh, dude, Danny, that sucks. You're unemployed. Yeah, I know. It's the shittiest fucking feeling, dude. Not working, and you know, it's just you're waiting for money to come in. I'm just like, fuck, man. Of
course.
Yeah.
Shit.
It sucks, dude. I'm praying for a miracle at this point.
That's all you can do,
like
man.
The winning lotto ticket better fall in my hand by tomorrow.
I mean, I don't want to, make a huge announcement, but my mom, she won her lawsuit, and we're fucking pretty happy about it. About when she got injured 5 years ago. The last couple of weeks she was working. Yeah, I mean, that's a miracle there. And like fucking, I hope my next miracle is I fucking conquer diabetes, man. It's just, it's making me depressed, man, because I can't have sugar no more, you know?
Maybe that's a good thing. I don't want to sound mean, I just, saying, it's a good, health plus, now you don't have to take sugar, but
Yeah.
now there's a lot of a risk to it too, so I'm just saying, maybe it was a good thing. I've cut out a lot of sugar too in my life. I don't even drink coffee with sugar.
Yeah, I don't do that either. I haven't since when I first got my levels were getting high around 2019. I stopped putting sugar in the coffee, and I haven't ever since.
Yeah, I know it does give a bitter ass taste to it, but you know what? It's a lot healthier. It's just like cream. That's it.
Lots of cream.
That's it.
That's all it takes. Lots of cream, and it tastes good.
Oh yeah, I do very little, so I can at least have some coffee flavor to it because I just can't. Too much cream just makes it. I might as well just have a hot chocolate, call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
So. That's how I feel about it. So I gotta have some. Yeah, I gotta have some caffeine type of taste to it. I just can't let it go all the way cream and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God! Do you remember that time you and I had left the brainwash and came back to San Mateo, and we spent like a half an hour writing hilarious fucking comedy in the veterinarian parking lot, and then that car showed up.
Oh yeah, I still kind of remember that. That woman looked like fucking like a combination of Large Marge from Pee-wee's fucking big movie.
Yeah,
fucking the Pee-wee movie, and the female from Motel Hell. I'm like, she looked gruesome.
Ballbricker from Porky's. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I tell that story.
Have you seen this penis?
I tell the story all the time because this was kind of a supernatural experience for us both because this woman came from like another world, man. That was like something. That was something out of the flickering realms, my friend. You crossed the street and went home. She followed me as I was going to the fucking bus stop, and I fucking hid in that apartment alleyway there, and she fucking drove off. I was fucking terrified, man. And then I went to the swinging door and told everybody about it that night. It was terrifying. It was just like 4 days before Halloween too. I remember. It
was like something out of the Outer Limits, man.
Yeah.
That was a crazy ass fucking night. I was like, I hope that woman didn't follow me. That's all I was. No, she followed me, man. God. Oh man, that was terrifying. Yeah. Well, I do have one crazy ass story like that. I think I'll end it up on here. Okay. This will be because it's coming up on 8:00 right now. I got the clock in front of me, so I'll end it on this one right there. I remember the date, September 30th, 2016. Mm-hmm. I'm decided I'm writing somewhat of a horror story myself, but I needed some inspiration. Uh-huh. So I waited till like 8:00 at night, and I decided to be a little bit cinematic about the whole thing. So I was going to somewhat film the whole thing, but my battery was running low. So, there was a lot of turning on and turning off, turning on and turning off type of, situation going on there. I was deciding to go up Woodside Road at 7:30 in September, and daylight savings time definitely hit. Yeah. Right. Right. Or it's getting dark. Right. I'm going up basically to Crystal Springs. Mm-hmm. I'm going up to Kenyatta Road on Woodside, and it's getting really dark. So 7:30, I make it to Woodside High by 8:00. I'm starting to climb up towards 280. Shit. It takes about a good 2 hours from there. Oh, dude, I used to get lost on that fucking highway, man. I know exactly what you mean. So I get up to Highway 35, which is Kenyatta Road, and it's about 11:30. I mean, it was a good 2.5 hour walk hike from there, I was just like, damn, this was a stretch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, there's no turning back now. I mean, might as well just, keep going. So I go down Kenyatta Road. I get down to Jefferson Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I think to myself. I have a headlight on too, so I mean it's dark. It's very dark. I have like a headlight strapped onto me, with my head on top of my head.
Right.
And I have like this weird white circular blunt object in case something strange goes down, in which it did, because my light caught a creature moving in front of me, like about a good, I'd have to say a good 15 yards from me. And I'm walking up towards this thing, and I'm like, that better have been a deer. And I'm walking pretty slow at this point. And I'm walking pretty slow, and then from I turn and see from a tree is probably the scariest thing, probably the scariest moment of my life. I thought it was a horse, and it wasn't. I thought it was a deer. It wasn't. It was a fucking mountain lion.
Shit.
I was like, oh shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all I said to this thing was, can you please leave me alone? And then it just ran away. And again, I'm thinking, it was that a horse I just saw? And most of the time, horses make that sound. I heard fucking nothing. I was like, this was a fucking mountain lion. So I just turned, I walked away. And then as soon as I got to that, as soon as I got to that underpass, where you're like about a good, I have to say I would have to say 50 yards away from Edgewood.
Mm-hmm. That was
like right before you hit the mansion.
Uh-huh.
But right before you hit Fialoli.
Yes.
So yeah.
That was like the time me.
So what are you gonna say?
That was like the time me, you, and John went up to the fucking hills of Belmont, and we saw that fucking that sleeping bag that looked like it had a dead body in it, and you were like chunking the Goonies. You're like, guys, what the hell is that? Remember?
I wasn't fucking around, dude, because there's some mountain lions up in that area.
Yeah. That was scary. I was like, yeah, what is that thing?
Yeah, same thing with you. I believe you, me, and Frankie were in San Carlos one time after we went to Ty's house.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we gotta keep moving, guys. I don't trust these hill area.
Yeah. Some
mountain lions might get a little brave, So
and
always been fucking scared of mountain lions, dude.
And those buck reindeers. They used to come down from the hills as I was walking home from Belmont to San Carlos, and I was like, oh fuck! I was afraid they were going to attack me. I had to get out of the way.
Yeah, they will. They will attack you. They definitely will attack you. So that's why I was like, I was very lucky that mountain lion just ran away from me. It was the weirdest thing. I said it in the most nicest way possible too. Like, hey, can you leave me alone? And it just took off.
I was banging a cougar once at fucking Argualo Park in San Carlos, and a fucking deer walked by, just took one look and started walking again. I hope that deer is fucking still alive.
No, obviously, probably not. Yeah, probably not. So,
real quick, I got a couple Chuck Norris jokes for you.
Okay, go ahead.
Because we used to do those at the Brainwash back then. Chuck Norris straightened the roundabout way. Chuck Norris didn't ask to be born, he demanded. Chuck Norris's balls are actually the Epcot Center and the LA location that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, Chuck Norris hit the corner of a bed post, and the bed went, ow.
Yeah. Danny, thanks so much for being my 2000th guest, man. I'm glad we finally did this. I didn't think it was ever going to happen, but you did good tonight, buddy. Thank you.
You're welcome. And for what's going on for me right now, hopefully Hopefully I can get some comedy gigs and maybe earn some money that way. Other than that, I'm still looking for a job and stuff like that. So that's what's been going on with me. So hopefully good things happen to you too.
Absolutely. I think 24 is going to be a masterful year for us, man. All we have to do is keep our heads up and reach for the stars.
Stay the course. Stay the course, pretty much.
Stay the course. All right, Danny, you have a great night.
All right, you take it easy.
Take it easy, buddy. Bye-bye.
All right.
Well, there you have it. Danny Allen, ain't he a cool dude? Oh, I fucking love him, man. One of my best friends since elementary school, you know. I told you all about him over the years. Isn't he great? Yep, funny guy. Funny guy. I hope he gets some gigs, man. And if he does, go see him out there in the Bay Area. Well, until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes.